All right, how we doing today? Perfect. Just making sure we're rocking and rolling. We are going to take a look at aggregate demand short run. So this is a macroeconomics concept, and probably the biggest graph to get in macroeconomics by far, without question, is the whole aggregate demand, aggregate supply. The nice thing is, if you've already, if a lot of times you will have already learned a little bit about like supply and demand before you jump into this graph. So once you get here, you're applying the concepts you learned in supply and demand, but just looking at the whole economy. Okay. Now there are some differences between like microeconomics. We look at, like, for example, the supply and demand for oranges. Okay, and equilibrium price, equilibrium quantity. A little different, but I'm not going to focus on that in this video. I'm just going to talk about the short run and the shifters. Okay, so aggregate demand. Well, regular demand, if I use the orange example, is like demand for oranges. Okay, so some people are willing to pay a lot, and some people are willing to pay less, and that creates your demand curve. Aggregate demand is just all the demand added up for like everything in the entire economy. Okay, so oranges, apples, tires, gas, wood, you name it, everything. Okay, so the first thing, so that is what the aggregate demand is representing. And if you take a look at it, the graph is a little different because in the micro one we have prices and quantity, whereas here we have price level, and that's the key difference, and here we have GDP. Okay, so the first thing we need to understand is the golden equation for one of them for macroeconomics is GDP. So pause the video right now. What is the equation for GDP? Do you got it? Hopefully you got it. Hopefully you got that GDP equals, get it? Consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. So, and a way to think about it is like this. So I'm taping this on an iPad right now. The iPad could only be purchased by one of four entities. It could be you as a consumer, a business as an investment, government, which actually is how this one was purchased, or by a foreign country. So that is what GDP represents. So very simple. The GDP, if any of these four components, okay, C plus I plus G plus NX, any of these four components increases, so too will your aggregate demand. If any of those four decrease, it will decrease your aggregate demand. And remember the rule: right is more, left is left. Right is more, left is less. Left is less. Okay. So that's the concept. In the next video, I'm going to quiz you on some scenarios and see if you got it. Okay?